We've lined up the top stars from Hollywood and from all over the world to entertain you on a giant screen with the few colorful motion pictures you've been hearing about and reading
It's
about.
showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
We're delighted to have you with us. They're driving theater.
You'll find something to please you to add to your evening's enjoyment.
Is pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
What's up,
You like
everybody? What's going
belly
on?
dancer boy there. You just need like the...
Do the little dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do that. No one wants to see this belly or watch it dance. Welcome to Driving Speakerbox. It's another day. It's another Monday. Here we are. It's more quarantine. Movies still aren't getting released. Theaters are still closed. The streets are on fire. Everything's amazing. And the world is turning. I don't know. I'm Bo. I'm the boom operator.
I'm Jake.
And we are going to be talking with you for the next hour about some stuff that's going on. Movie news, as best as we can gather it in these troubling and confusing times.
Yeah, but even then, it's something I was going to talk about this week changed within the week. So sometimes,
Yeah, everything that we say today may not be the same tomorrow. So, don't watch this video. Maybe you're watching this video on Thursday and you're like, these idiots don't know shit. And it's because we knew Monday's shit. And you're listening on Thursday. We don't know. We don't know how time travel, if anything movies have taught us, is a delicate thing. And the timeline right now is just on a ride. Where are the temporal police? Like, that's what we need right now. We need Bill and Ted to come fix it, and we need the temporal police from Star Trek. And
Bill
we need
and Ted
time.
don't do a great job of fixing.
They always
future.
make it better. Have you not seen the new trailer? There was a new trailer that got released today for Bill and Ted Face the Music. There was some parts in there that were a little cringy, if you ask me, but I'm still excited about the movie. Death does not look like he's aged a bit, which is perfect because he's Death. And, I'm pretty sure that this is going to be a movie that I can't wait to see if it ever comes out.
It's supposed to, September.
Well,
Because that was what they announced when they released the new trailer.
everything can change. And yes, something is afoot at the Circle K. It's called a lady that's angry for having to wear her mask.
Yeah, Karen mask lady.
Yeah, and then Karen's male equivalent, Kevin, I guess, is mad because the chili cheese dispenser is no longer self-serve. And,
no more wheezing the juice.
No more wheezing the juice.
No, wheeze the juice.
And like roller grills aren't a thing anymore. I mean, one of my favorite. I don't know if favorite's the right word, but one of my depressionary sort of get me through tough times at 3 a.m. when your stomach is hurting and full of alcohol, and you go to your local convenience store and get one of those tornadoes or 5 and pluck them right off the roller griller when they're plump and juicy.
The maple sausage ones weren't bad.
None of them weren't bad, but none of them weren't good either.
Some of them are not good.
Like the chicken ranch, bacon, barf stick, or
Yeah,
whatever.
or just the buffalo flavored chicken mash formed into a tube
A
of
wiener.
weird meat.
A weird chicken wiener.
Yeah.
Man, speaking of chicken wieners, I did audio on a shoot, and I was filming in a chicken house the other day, which was weird.
Best smell.
We were wearing respirators and masks and all the things, so you couldn't really smell much other than your own breath, which I try to keep minty fresh at all times. But yeah, it's weird. It's convenience stores. Here, how about a topic of conversation there? Let's the Driving Speaker Box organically forming here. Movies that have scenes about convenience stores.
Clerks.
I mean, Clerks is anything that is coming out of Kevin Smith is going to have some very heavy, important convenience store scenes. I mean, Jay and Silent Bob, basically characters invented by hanging outside of a convenience store. Clerks, I think, is probably the most recognizable convenience store movie ever. But, I mean, you look at movies like, what's another really famous convenience store scene? I think it's, is it
Harold and Kumar go to White Castle. Where
Oh,
the
Harold and
dudes,
Kumar, of course.
They do the extreme surfing with the kayak on the chips, and then they're like extreme cashier or whatever. And they just ruin that dude's
Teen
life.
Wolf.
Oh yeah.
Teen Wolf.
Want some beer? Now.
One keg of beer, or whatever
Yeah.
he says. Yeah. Are you talking about Gross Point Blank, the shootout scene? There's let's see.
Oh, Fast Times, bro.
Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Yeah.
Big.
Spicoli comes out of the bathroom, and then he hits him in the face with a hot coffee. Awesome. Totally awesome.
There's
Yeah, man.
there's From Dusk Till Dawn. Really good convenience store scene right at the beginning. The whole
Wheezing the juice, man.
Wheezing the juice.
Yeah, Encino Man.
Of course.
Yeah, there we go.
Of course. Goofy movie. Does he go into a convenience store? Or is he just getting Cheese Whiz out of the can? It's just Pauly Shore and convenience stores. You can't not think of they're synonymous because he is the juice wheezer. Convenience stores are a popular. I think Go was another movie that happened in a lot of convenience stores. It's a classic '90s sort of got to get to the party.
Well, Dylan points out Venom, where he eats that dude's head, but do bodegas count as like a convenience store?
Of course they do.
All
Of
right.
course they do. Not just gas stations, but convenience stores.
Oh.
The gas station, the convenience store is one of these things that is such a convenient part of everyone's life. But no one really celebrates the convenience store. It's always this place where I gotta go get a pack of smokes, or I gotta go get a soda, or overpriced condoms, or whatever it is you need at that point in time. Convenience stores are just a part of life.
Yeah.
And now a lot of that, what makes a convenience store so convenient is now inconvenient thanks to COVID-19. It's nothing is convenient anymore. Where are our convenience stores? We need them. They need to push outside the box. Like for real, the Frill smoothie, F''Real. God, those are convenient, but can we even do those now? And I haven't even tried. I haven't been inside of a convenience store in a long time. How are the convenience stores doing?
I don't know. I mean, they still sell me lotto tickets so that I don't have to work for a living, hopefully one day maybe. Redneck retirement plan.
How's that working out for you so far?
Well, so far, but you know what? It's about the eventually.
That's a good, optimistic outlook on life. You just keep giving the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery more money to educate kids in schools that we can't reopen.
You
right
know
now.
why? Because you get to write it off on your taxes at the end of the year. Bam.
For playing the lottery?
Yeah, it's a charitable donation to the state, bro. Because it's lottery. Because it's scholarship. Big facts.
This I didn't know.
Now you know. Get you some money back, playboy.
So I can tell my accountant that I just dumped $10,000 off on lottery tickets at the end of the year.
You still have to account for your winnings. You can't just be like, oh, well, I spent all the money and didn't get anything. Though, if you're
okay.
like me, you spent all the money and you didn't get anything.
Well, then I don't know if that's a really good tax haven.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not at all.
All right. Anyway, don't take economic advice from either of us. We're movie guys.
Yeah.
We've probably both
Unless
seen
it's-
Wall Street, but it doesn't mean that we you should take any of our financial decision-making guidelines. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway,
Oh, you know what, though? But I've watched Brewster's Millions. And I've watched Trading Places.
and Blank Check?
I've watched Blank Check. So, I mean,
Hey, frozen concentrated orange juice futures are looking bright this year. Yeah, everything I learned about the stock market was from Trading Places.
yeah, same.
So, anyway, yeah. I don't know what's going on in the movies. You saw a new movie this week? I went and saw
I did.
Ghostbusters in the Malco because it's playing, and I was like, hey man, Ghostbusters is always a good time. So I went and saw it, and they actually had the audio sounding good. So I'm not going to give you a review of Ghostbusters other than it's playing in our local Malco, and you haven't seen Ghostbusters in the theater, do it. There was like 4 other people in the theater. It was safe. What did you see?
Oh, I watched the new Donnie Yen movie, Legend of the Fat Dragon.
How fat was he?
Well, he did wear a fat suit. And
So extra fat.
not like extra fat.
Are we talking like not Nutty Professor clumps fat.
Not like
Okay.
not Nutty Professor big, but big enough that it's funny to a Chinese audience. I would assume. I guess. Big enough that the bloopers at the end is just everyone getting tickled at Donnie Yen being a big boy.
And this brings up something that is a funny joke, but also I think I want to take seriously about body shaming in Hollywood. Like,
so,
I mean, as a guy that grew up most of his life fat and does struggle with weight, everything is off the table for making fun of these days, except fat dudes. Like, you can always make fun of fat dudes and it'd be totally acceptable. Fat chicks? No way. Nuh-uh. They get their own mannequins. They get all these body positive, like, bikini photo shoots and calendars, and everybody's like, "You so sexy, girl. Look at your fat." And, no one I walk out in a Speedo and they're like, "Okay, restraining order. This is illegal. He's exposing himself." And I was like, "No, my parts are covered." "Yeah, but your fat isn't. Get out of here, you asshole." It's not. And fat people doing anything is comedy, and I don't know if that's a good thing.
Well, so there are parts of it that feel like that, but they do also explore how he ended up that way, because he wasn't like that. He was like ace detective, super fit dude, always fighting the criminals and
like
catching
Fat
them.
Thor, another example.
Yeah,
only funny because he's fat.
Well, and that they kind of did the same thing. They showed why they got that way. It was like a depression thing, because he thwarted a crime, but in the process destroyed there was a truck with no brakes and it ran into a police station and it pissed off the police chief, and then his wife or fiance left him and he got demoted and got put at a desk job, and all he had was like snacks and sadness. And I was like, "Wow, this movie just got way too real," because I was sitting there,
identify with this
sitting
character.
there like straight up eating junk food and noodles, and he's just like making instant noodles and eating junk food, and I was like, what?
Oops.
Yeah. And but it shows the process, and that's kind of the build up to it. It's that it doesn't play the whole thing for laughs. It just shows that it's like it changes his image, but his heart and everything's still in it, and he's able to still do his
cholesterol laden heart
stuff.
is still in it.
Yeah, he's definitely more acrobatic than anyone should be at that size. But Donnie Yen, what are you going to do? But so they at least explain it, and they show the depression spiral, which was difficult.
Was it Shallow Hal was another big fat shamey movie that just got brought to my mind. There's so many.
Yeah, that movie's not okay anymore, huh?
No. There's let's see, Johnny Dalton says in the comments, most comedians aren't funny when they lose weight. John Candy, John Belushi, Chris Farley, Jackie Gleason, Bernie Mac, the list goes on and on. Actually,
when was John Candy and Jackie Gleason
skinny
and Bernie Mac like not funny?
Well, I think the point he's trying to make is a lot of people they laugh at those people because they're fat, and sometimes when they lose a lot of weight, I think what was the one he's very sensitive about his weight. He was in Superbad. I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on his name. Jonah Hill. Yeah, because he struggled with body image a lot, and you can actually find clips online about people trying to talk to him about his weight, and he's like, "Can we focus on something that's not just me being fat?" Like, come on, dude.
Because he lost weight for a role, and then
everybody kind of gave him shit about it.
They gave him a hard time about that, and then he got it back, and they gave him a hard time about that, and then he lost it again, and they gave him a hard time about that. Meanwhile, Jonah Hill's just like being like a really good actor and comedic personality.
And nobody will view a fat character as kind of a sexy character because no one likes fats. No one likes fatties. No one wants to fuck a fatty. I mean, if we're just gonna put it out there, I mean, that's Hollywood. Wow. That's what Hollywood's telling you. I'm sure anyway, we've all
there needs to
had
be
a
some
good
social distance here, bruh.
But my point is it's not. It shouldn't be that way. It's not fair. And
Yeah, how they treated Jonah Hill was not fair.
it's not cool, man.
I'll agree with that.
And the same with old Chris Pratt. Nobody gave two shits about Chris Pratt until he got six packs and was in.
He was like
he
the
was
dude on Parks and Rec, man.
He was not the lead on Parks and Rec. He was a funny fat joke character that was not.
They made him a much bigger character than he was supposed to be because he
the moment he got abs, then he's just like, everybody's like, this is the guy, and he's like, well, he's still the same human being, but now that he's got abs, everybody likes him a lot more.
Didn't he get kind of like shitty or something?
I don't know. He's
Because,
still
like,
into the Bible real hard,
His
isn't he?
marriage with Anna Faris got really fucked up because he decided to be like real shitty or something.
I
don't know. That's getting into like celebrity gossip. That's not.
I try not
thing
to
that we do.
I try not to do the celebrity gossip.
Yeah.
It's your business. Mind your business. I watch it on the screen, but I don't want to see on TMZ.
Yeah.
I mean, for some of you viewers out there, I was in TMZ once.
Hey.
I know, right?
Was it you holding a big boomstick?
Well, yeah, no. No. I think I was doing sound on that show, but the picture was not of me holding a boomstick. It was me carrying boxes.
Are you miking up someone
I was
up their pant leg and they're like, ooh,
it was
tabloids.
It was this thing about how it was a reality show I was working on, and they were like, oh, look at how fake it is. Here they are, like, having these donation things delivered when they actually didn't do it, and they took away the boxes after the scene and didn't actually donate anything, yada, yada, yada. And it wasn't true at all, but I was in the picture, and since my name is fairly unique and there's only one of me on IMDb, it's pretty easy to track me down. So, like, my phone was ringing from, like, tabloid people trying to, like, get scoops, and it was stupid, man. Tabloid gossip is one of the like scourges of the earth.
You just have to answer the phone and be like, NDA, and they're like, oh.
And they're like, come on, man. No, but seriously, though, some of these people will offer you, like, thousands of dollars to
lose your job.
To lose your job and any other job in the foreseeable future. Like, if you want an out forever and you never want to go back into the film industry, spread some celebrity gossip, and you will lose your. If anybody finds out about it, you're toast. You're done for. You're cuttings. You'll never work in this town again.
You see this? Chris Pratt was in Young Indiana Jones.
Oh, the show?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right. But no one cares because he got abs and became a comic book superstar. Warner Brothers. The WB. I remember the WB. I vaguely remember watching things on the WB, like Animaniacs.
Yep. Freakazoid.
Static
Shock.
Freakazoid. I never watched Static Shock, though.
Whoa, dude, what? You've never seen Static Shock?
No.
Bro, okay, so watch Static Shock, and then watch Batman Beyond, and then watch Justice League Unlimited,
I did.
where Static Shock is the leader of the Justice League.
I saw that part, but I remember...
Legit. It's the coolest.
I've seen Static Shock in other things, but I never watched the old original Static Shock.
I'm telling you to watch it. It's really good. Not as good as Freakazoid. Nothing is as good as Freakazoid. But it's still
Freakazoid's pretty awesome. If you've ever watched Freakazoid, highly recommend.
X-Men Evolution was a thing, Dylan. I don't know if it was fire, because it was like, what if all the X-Men look dumb and we're in high school together?
Was it a dumpster fire? Or just a regular, or was it fire? I never watched it. I don't know. I didn't. The only X-Men show that ever mattered to me was doodle-doo-doo-doo-doo, doodle-doo-doo-doo, doodle-doo-doo-doo, doodle-doo-doo-doo,
So, talking about movies, did you...
I'm sorry. That
No,
theme
I mean,
song
you have to. Like,
is
you
so
have
good.
to.
I had to get it out.
Did you ever watch that Gambit short film that I sent you?
No.
Oh, dude, there's this live-action Gambit short film, and we'll need to find it and post it on the page maybe. It's pretty good, actually. Like,
And it didn't have Taylor Kitsch in it?
Nope.
I feel, man, Taylor Kitsch, poor guy. He never gets his what's for.
Oh, man, I wish I could do the Wolverine voice like in the 90s cartoon just so I could say morph the same way that Wolverine says morph. Morph.
I just remember he called everybody bub.
Well, yeah, that's like what Wolverine does.
In the show, bub, Jean Grey, I'm gonna come over here and squeeze your bubs.
Wow. No, dude, what?
That was the whole show. Him trying to get with Jean Grey, and then Cyclops being
The
like,
sad picture touch
dude."
meme.
"Yeah."
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a really, really good show. I missed that show. Is it on? Is it on any streamings? Is it the streamings? Can we get it on the streams? The '90s cartoon X-Men. Oh, do you remember?
Don't go back and watch it because it doesn't hold up.
I know it doesn't. But
I've done it, and because that was my jam when I was a kid. That and Ren and Stimpy.
oh, Rinse.
Those were the two.
But I mean, you know what does hold up is watching "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." That taking those clips from the show. That's how I remember the show. And, "I'm the Juggernaut, bitch." Like that's the one.
Yeah.
That's real '90s X-Men.
So much that they put it in the third movie.
Wait, Disney. Okay, from the comments they said it's on Disney Plus, but it has no intro song. Why even bother? Why
Like,
bother?
They bought the rights for X-Men from Fox to be able to show that on Disney Plus, but they didn't hold on to the friggin' theme song, which was the best part.
Well, it goes back to what we were talking about a couple weeks ago about Beavis and Butthead not having the music videos.
Yeah, but I'm so upset about that. That's no X-Men intro, bro.
What about where's the Tick? Where's the animated Tick?
Yeah. When can I watch Mustache Feeling in my soul?
I mean, I have them all on DVD except for the Lost
From
2
my
episodes,
lip
and I have those on
down
VHS.
to my toes.
Mustache feeling.
Mustache.
That show does hold up. If you,
Yeah, the Tick is amazing.
it's timeless. It's timeless. If you've not watched the animated Tick, do yourself a favor. Find it online.
And then
Watch it.
find both incarnations of the live action and watch them because they are all good.
They are all good. It's a secret message from my teeth. When he eats a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
That
There's
was Patrick
nothing-
Warburton.
There's
the
nothing
Tick.
not good about Tick.
And we talk about it way too much.
Dude, I'm wearing blue right now.
But speaking of Mighty Blue Justice, speaking of comic book stuff, though, this was a bit of news I thought was hilarious. We've been talking about this a couple times on the show. Zack Snyder talking about the Justice League's Zack Snyder cut. This week he said that his cut of Justice League, quote, won't use a single frame shot by Joss Whedon.
Good.
And
Suck it, Whedon.
yeah,
That's what you get for ruining X-Men comics in 2000.
And so in a panel at this past weekend's Justice Con, he says, and I quote, "I would destroy the movie, I would set it on fire before I would use a single frame that I did not photograph in my version." That's an effing hard fact. I would literally blow that thing up if I thought for 1 second anything that you see in this movie that reminds you of the theatrical release, which again, famously, I literally have never seen yet, and would be because that thing that I had done was being borrowed for whatever, that Frankenstein's monster that they put in the theater.
Wait, so he's never watched the movie, and he's like, "Before I shall lay mine eyes on the movie, thou shalt remove the scenes." And he made them chop every bit of the Whedon crap out
So
of
maybe
it.
he doesn't actually know how close the theatrical
They
version
just end up
is.
being the exact
They're
same movie.
It's just like the Wolverine Origins movie. They're like, no, the one that's coming out in theaters is
Totally different.
Totally different.
See, the CG's finished in this
Yeah.
one scene.
It's totally different. It's not what you've already pirated and saw online. Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds definitely won't be a toothless Baraka in this movie. It's just toothless Baraka.
Oh my God. Dylan says Comic-Con showed Black Suit Superman on the Snyder panel. And yes, they did see this.
Does he have a mullet like he's supposed to?
Like Nicolas Cage was originally supposed to play.
Someone photoshopped him that. Yeah. I don't
No,
think
I'm talking legit Return of Superman
Nah.
mullet from his cryo grave.
Dude, it would
That'd be
fit
sick.
now
That'd be
because
sick.
mullets are in.
Yeah, it'd be sick if they just made a live action Return of the Reign of the Supermen movie, and you had friggin' Cyborg Superman and Superboy being way 90s with his half cut leather jacket and his cool boy shades.
And fingerless gloves and
Yeah,
stuff.
Superboy was
So
Friggin' cool.
speaking of the Superman and hair,
Steel shows up and is just awesome.
they could do what they did with Henry Cavill and just in reverse, where they CGI'd off his mustache that he was wearing, but CGI on a mullet.
Yeah.
They can do it. They have the
There we
technology. I think that's a thing that they could do. But speaking of Comic-Con, Comic-Con did Comic-Con from home to a very pathetic online virtual audience. In their eyes, they were 15,000 viewers that they got.
But what about the smells? I can't smell the other guys. I needed to be there.
It's just not the same experience when you can't smell a room full of sweaty cosplayers wearing like packing foam and duct tape. Juicy. It's a smell you can taste. Look at that.
Dude, that would be cool. And then you have...
That's what we need right there.
Then you have Cyborg Superman and Steel and Superboy and what's the other Superman that I'm forgetting? There's one that I can't remember.
Oh, just the other... Yeah, it's the other one.
Yeah.
That's just like, I'm kind of one of them too. So when the death of after the Doomsday storyline and they all split up and they tried to sell 4 times as many comic books by getting rid of one comic book, I remember that because my mom got mad at me because I went down to the comic book shop and spent way too much money on the white sleeved Death of Superman issue, and then opened it and because I wanted to read it. And then she's like, "You spent how much?" And she drove me back to the store and yelled at the dude for selling it to a child that had no idea what he was doing with his own money. And I got store credit.
Now you can go get them for like 50 cents.
Yeah. They're
Sealed.
Yeah. I know. The things that we buy when we are children. Yeah, there they are. The one with the glasses, the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, lazy one.
That's a very little boy Superboy in that.
The Eradicator.
That's the animated film edition.
The last son of Krypton. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Zack Snyder's cut. The more hype I see about it, the more disappointing I know we're all gonna be.
Yeah, but just imagine going into it disappointed and then it being awesome.
Oh, dude, I can't wait.
Or also it just being the exact same movie, and AT&T Time Warner's like, "Ooh, we put $30 million into the exact same movie."
The funny thing is they're
and
probably
Snyder's
going to
like,
get
"It's good, right?"
$60 million from all of us idiots that are going to pay $20 to stream it from home.
There's too many ways that they can screw up Darkseid, so I'm like, the risk is just so high.
Oh man, if Darkseid shows up though and he just starts omega beaming everyone.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's nothing.
Where it's like that beam doesn't travel in a straight line.
As long
It
as
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. It's the omega beam. It
I
goes
know.
wherever he wants it to go.
I know. That's why it's cool.
It's
but
why it's
it just-
super
yeah.
cool. Also, just make Darkseid the way he is in Injustice 2. Don't do that new 52 where he's like 50 foot tall and Green Lantern pokes his eyeballs out. No, dumb. Hate it. Make it like an Injustice where he just casually slaps everyone. Dude, it's so cool when you play as...
Backhanding someone who's super powerful is the ultimate FU. It's like,
it's the best.
swat.
When you play as Darkseid in Injustice 2, he just keeps his arms behind his back and he like casually kicks everyone. And his main attack is just a backhand slap, and it's just real slow, but it just smacks the hell out of everybody, and it's the best. And then you just omega beam them to death, and it's my favorite thing. Except for playing as Michelangelo, because Turtles, dude.
I've never played that game, and I can't get into fighting games. I'm such a pacifist.
It's like $10 right now. Buy it. Let's play.
Oh, it's only $10.
Yeah, Darkseid slap everybody.
All right, for $10, I'll get on that train. Yeah, Johnny Dalton in the comments says it's kind of like getting the unrated version of The Girl Next Door. Total disappointment. Can't say that I've ever gotten that one, but I'll take your word for it.
Oh, that was the movie with the kids, and they decide to shoot the porn in the school library or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a dumb movie.
Well, that was a trend in the late 90s, early 2000s to have unrated edition DVDs.
It meant that it had 2 seconds that hadn't been looked at by the censorship board.
They used it as a marketing term, and it worked. It worked really, really well, especially for any sort of raunchy teen comedy. they would throw the unrated edition. In horror movies, of course, they would throw the unrated edition, and that was the biggest sales gimmick in the history of home video, because literally, like Jake just said, it meant nothing, but they didn't resubmit it to get rated.
Yeah, that was like Star Wars Episode 1. If you purchased it on DVD, it was unrated because it had 10 more minutes of pod racing in it, which was actually pretty sick.
Now that's pod racing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, don't get excited at unrated edition, because that just doesn't mean anything. It just means that they couldn't put it in a theater, that version, because they didn't submit it to the board of approval, and it could only be sold directly on home video. Now, I mean, I guess streaming platforms, you can do almost everything. Getting hit directly to streaming is unrated, because it's a huge pain in the ass to get your movie rated, and that's a thing that theaters require. You have to have a rating for audiences, because heavens to Murgatroyd, if we let a child hear the word penis on screen. I think it's PG-13 will still allow one F-bomb, and I think we've already used it in the show, so we are now PG-13. We have not crossed over into the R territory yet, but if we drop another F-bomb, then we are. You gotta savor that F-bomb. You gotta make it impactful. So I think we used it when we were talking about fat people.
Us.
Yeah. Us, yeah, when we're talking about ourselves. Hey, where's that bag of Taco Bell you brought up here?
Wow, calling me out, bro.
I mean, this is literally on the floor from last week. There's Oreos over there. Like, what are we talking about? Like, just, man. Johnny says Spacewalk said the F word and it was still PG. I think those rules have changed. You know, a lot of that stuff evolves as we get more conservative. I mean, you go back and look at Goonies. I mean, Goonies is still a PG, or might even be G. And it had the little penis statue that they're trying to glue on Leon.
That's my mom's favorite part.
Yeah, and he does it upside down.
Yeah, you think she'll notice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that one. Or my favorite line where it's really hard to miss, and I never caught it as a kid, but I caught it as an adult, where he breaks it off, and Mikey goes, "That's my mom's favorite piece."
Yeah, that's what I just said. That's what I just said. Booty trap.
You said, "Do you think she'll notice?" But it's, yeah. And I thought, oh, is that a joke about her mom's favorite piece is the penis?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Man, there's jokes. And then they said shit every other line. Like Chunk was like, "Oh shit," and and I'm pretty sure it's G, rated G. Not anymore, man. Not anymore. That movie would be rated X for kids. Couldn't do it.
Well, that's like I watched Adventures in Babysitting again for like the 500th time the other day. Whole movie centers around everyone thinking Elizabeth Shue's the girl in Playboy, and they say shit a handful of times. So, kids movie.
It's true. Dylan says Hamilton managed 3 F-bombs by covering them with over audio and fades to keep PG. Like,
yeah,
bleeps,
that's on Disney, bro.
Bleeps, you can do it because it's loopholing. You can get through a lot of these hurdles by just like and I mean, South Park mastered it for a long time until they managed to figure out ways to, tug at safe harbor hour rules and do all this cable wizardry and
just make enough money to pay for the
and
fines.
Just to pay for it, and just doing it. But it's really interesting. Censorship is a weird, regulated, monetarily driven thing. So yeah, that's another show. But what else is going on? What's going on?
Tenet got its release date after being announced earlier since our last show that it was postponed indefinitely.
But the release date's weird because it's not getting its first release here in the U.S.
No,
like
it's
you'd
getting
think.
International release on August 26th, and then we're getting a limited Labor Day release. But, that was less than a week after they said they weren't going to release it at all. So how about that?
Yep, and it was, AMC was supposed to open, this weekend? And they not.
That was part of it, is because AMC is still not opening. And Mulan and one other movie got postponed indefinitely as well. And they were supposed to open here in the next month or two, which is why that Road Rage movie that we ended up not getting here since AMC didn't open was pushed up as the first movie opening on July 1st. First movie back in theaters. Too bad all of the theaters changed their minds because it had moved up, so it wasn't competing with Mulan and other big budget movies. And I think with Tenet going back and forth as much as it has and all of that, it's probably the most non-Marvel, non-Disney talked about movie in a long time.
I know.
And it's probably going to be so disappointing, or just like a Christopher Nolan just movie where you're like, what?
Huh?
Yeah.
What? Yeah, it's like looking at the box office reports are just super weird because there's no theaters open at all. I think there's maybe 300 theaters that are reporting box office right now. Hang on, I'll add them up really quick. There's 250, 300, 450 theaters nationwide that are open right now, reporting box office numbers for movies that are new. The number one movie in America last week was The Rental. Pretty sure that's a horror movie from IFC. IFC has 4 out of the 7 movies that are in theaters right now out in theaters. It made $403,000 at the box office this weekend. Look at it go. Followed by number 2, Relic, bringing in $63,000 at the box office. The last one, I'm not going to read all of them, but number 7 was The Painted Bird, brought in $535 at the box office.
Is that like that movie that just came out with old Ansel Elgort in it before he got Me Too'd? What was that movie?
Painted Lady?
No, it was about a bird too. It was like about some bird painting. And the museum was bombed or whatever.
Yeah. What was the name of that movie? I don't know. The Peanut Gallery will tell us here in a minute. You just throw it out there and they'll Google it for us. Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't, these releases. I can't say that I'm not enjoying getting to go to the movies, buy like a theater totally empty, totally to myself, and watching these classic movies.
Oh man,
you know?
Especially if you have a chance, like Johnny just said, and you get to watch Smokey and the Bandit in the movie theater. Do that. I've never smiled harder in my entire life ever. My face hurt from how happy I was watching Smokey and the Bandit in the movie theater.
I plan on seeing Karate Kid this week. I've never seen that in the theater, so that's gonna be awesome.
Just remember who the real hero is there. Oh, Mr. Miyagi, he's just minding his own damn business.
I was waiting for your answer. If you were gonna say Johnny Lawrence, no, he's still not the hero.
No, he's not a hero. I mean, he's still a doucher. But Ralph Macchio's a major butthole. Yeah, he's like fresh from out of town. He's trying to impress Elizabeth Shue and be a cool boy and kick sand on people and hose them down when they're just trying to toke some reefer like a cool boy in the bathroom at Halloween. And then he just keeps starting crap with these dudes every time they decide to leave him alone. He's like, oh, things are winding down. I better stir it up again.
I mean, true.
Miyagi doesn't know that he's getting into all that trouble. He just thinks he's doing the right thing, saving this kid, helping him with a car, teaching him like ethics and patience and martial arts and stuff. And then turns out, nope, he's a major butthole.
And then gives him a car.
Yeah. So he can
be an even bigger butthole.
So he can drive around Elizabeth Shue to the carnival or the arcade or wherever it was.
It was the like, oh man, it had a name. It was like something in Putt, like Splash and Putt or something, because it had a water park. Man, that place looked awesome. It had a water park and an arcade, like putt golf.
Mm-hmm.
Like where are those places now? I missed those. They're only in Branson. Branson. Speaking of Branson, I hear it's such a shit show right now with all the COVID stuff because Silver Dollar City is open and all those theaters are. Nobody.
Remember the last time we were at Silver Dollar City and you couldn't move through people?
Yeah.
Forget that, man.
I love Silver Dollar City, but I'm not wanting to go right now and be in that quagmire of filth and breath and cosplayers.
The people that work there?
Yeah. And Dylan in the comments says, shout out to bumper boats. Because, yes, bumper boats are just a quintessential part of every 80s and 90s date movie. Like, you know, it's fun, and you're bumping, and you're getting wet, and it's a little sexy, and it's, you know.
What bumper boats are you riding where you're like, oh,
You get
this
a
is
little,
sexy,
you
dude.
get wet, you get damp, and it's, you know, you're just like soaking. You're like, oh my God, we're so, like, what are we gonna do with these wet clothes?
I think you're
And
making everybody uncomfortable.
Have you not watched movie? Like, there it is, right there. Look at that. We're gonna get flagged for copyright infringement. What was we missed the name of it though. I didn't get to see it. It was like the golfing stuff.
The golfing stuff.
Yeah,
Dude, that rules.
golfing stuff. I mean, I was close. Oh, and they're playing Super Checks, which is a great game. Go karts, the whole nine. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, you're probably confused as hell. But we're showing clips from the Karate Kid. Photo booths when they actually printed on actual.
You can still do that, man. Outside of one of our local movie theaters, there's a
You
photo
can't
booth.
get them on actual silver oxide paper that lasts forever. They just dot. They just a
Did
piece
you
of
see
paper
the
that
name of
prints
the
on there.
restaurant? It was called Pizza and Stuff.
Well, of course, next to
Yeah.
golf and stuff.
Yeah.
Duh.
Well, that
D-
rules.
Dylan, of course, from we this is something we quote all the time from Bill and Ted. Napoleon eating the water,
Yeah.
eating
Ziggy
the
Piggies.
Ziggy Piggy from the big Sunday.
Yeah.
You know where?
With he like smacks their hands with the spoons. Oh.
Yeah. If
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
Napoleon, where would you go? Waterloo. Yeah. Super awesome.
Yeah.
Man, those places don't, and they can't exist anymore. Like, what do water parks look like post-COVID? Except for the fact that bleach is literally running through the veins of the park at every, chlorine and bleach, no matter what, and you're soaking yourself in it. I don't know how anything can live in those things, but
Dude, we do talk about Bill and Ted too much, don't we?
well, the new movie's coming out.
Yeah, we did it without any news.
That's
of the
because
movie
that's how I
ever
live my
existing.
life. Be excellent to each other, party on dudes. I know we mentioned
Ziggy
every
Piggy.
freaking episode, but it was brought up in the comments. We
Oh, I
didn't do
know.
it. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
viewers. We're just giving you what you want. And it's reruns. So anyway,
I just really want to be Joan of Arc in the Jazzercise scene where she takes over the class. And what's cooler than the mall scene? And
Yeah.
old Al Leong is Genghis Khan just smacking the heads off of all the mannequins.
Go, baby, go, baby,
Yeah,
go.
you got. Yeah,
That was good. It's a good scene.
movie rules.
Anyway, let's talk about something else. Actually, we don't have much time. We need to start moving it along. But I would advise you guys if you want to go see some of these classic movies. I think this is a good closing thought. I was online, and we have a local drive-in here, and drive-ins have been seeing a bit of a comeback lately. And this lady was like, $10 to go see a movie from the 80s, and that's all I heard out of her comment. And I was like, listen, ma'am,
Karen.
yeah, listen, Karen. The fact that you can still go see an American classic that has withstood the test of time in a big private lot that's valuable real estate that they could have sold years ago but didn't, in a movie theatrical experience in the comfort of your own car in a time where you can't go to the movies, for only $10 in a drive-in, which there's not even many of them that exist anymore, for only $10, and not only see one movie but two. You
Yeah.
need to be paying double. You need to be paying triple. It should be $10 per movie.
Why not do like
And-
Kaya said? You watch it on Netflix. You can just watch it on your
Just
cell
watch it on-
phone.
Those people, they don't understand why
Yeah.
these movies are even being shown again in these theatrical environments, is because these movies are amazing in their original format. I remember the first time I saw Jaws, and I think it was its 25th anniversary or 30th anniversary.
Is that when we went?
We went and saw it in the theater. I'd never
it's
seen it in
so
the theater.
different in the theater. And
see
it's
it in
so good.
It's
you
a
hear
different-
things that you've never heard on that movie
You
before.
hear things you've never heard. You see things you've never saw. It's a whole different
Yeah,
experience.
get ready to go back into the water.
It's and for those people that are just like
we got John.
having content in the background of their minivan while their kids show up, you'll never understand movies. You're just watching something to pass your time from your 9 to 5. That's all you're doing, and you're wasting what a movie actually is. And it's good movies are communal experiences. You know, I mean, this show right here is evidence of the fact that movies are communal experiences. If they weren't, we wouldn't be having this amazing conversation with all these people and that are in the audience of the live stream right now. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast later while you drive to work because I saw it, whatever. You know, it's about these shared experiences, and it enhances it in these shared spaces and on a big screen, larger than life, big sound, the way the director intended. Eat a bag of inappropriate objects, lady, because you shouldn't even be allowed to go to the drive-in if you don't appreciate seeing Karate Kid and Back to the Future for $10 on a ginormous screen. Get out of here. And yes,
drive-ins are cool.
As Kaya said in the comments, drive-ins are just cool. Yes, they are super freaking cool. And yeah, God dang it, appreciate it. Watching movies at home is not the same.
No, but sometimes you have to.
You have to. It gets you by.
Yeah.
But I would always take watching a movie in a theater no matter what.
And if you do have to watch movies at home, I'm going to once again urge you to
Get a sound bar.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, they're cheap. Sound bars are so cheap now. You can get them with a sub packaged
get
together.
a sub.
Yeah.
Get a sub.
You can find decently priced ones from good brands like Samsung or something. And if you already have like a Samsung TV, they pair up. They're easy. It's the best.
So from the comments, Skylar says, my mom is a drive-in. Tell your mom I said hi, Skylar. I hadn't seen her in a long time. She's a sweet, sweet lady, and you shouldn't say such things. But yeah, no, get a sound bar. Like, honestly, this is something that I see a lot, and it's kind of weird. People won't invest in a sound system for their TV until their TV gets really big.
It's not hard to create a decent home theater experience.
Even if you only have like a 30 or 40 inch TV, get the sound bar. Yeah. I mean, spend the extra. I mean, shoot, these days, $150, and you can get a very nice sound package for your television. Get it. An optical cable for your sound bar.
A lot of them come with it.
It's
and
default
if your TV is
now.
equipped for it.
Most TVs have it. It's a cheap cable because most of the time they're in the clearance bin because nobody knows how to use them. Get the optical cable. You will thank me because sound is 50% of a movie. You see 50% and you hear the other 50%. Don't skimp out on the sound. It is so important to the movie that, like, just having a sub will change your movie experience completely. So highly recommend. Highly recommend.
But on that, if you are going to watch movies at home, find things that you haven't seen before, or try and watch something that you wouldn't normally watch. A lot of those Indian movies that I always tout for you guys are available, like some of them that I have reviewed. Saida Nada Simha Reddy and Bigil just showed up on either Netflix or Amazon. They are there. They're easily accessible, good to watch. But go out, watch foreign cinema, do that kind of a thing. With other entertainment. Ghost of Tsushima came out last week. It sold out everywhere. I can't find it. It's one of the only games I've ever wanted to pay full price for, and it's not there. I hate that. But it has a cinema mode in the game, so you can make it like a Kurosawa movie. They call it Kurosawa mode.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Find things like that. Criterion Collection movies from other countries. Watch those. Try and find something that you won't ever have a chance to watch in the theater. And then things that are in the theater, try and go out and get that theatrical experience. But yeah, creating a home theater at home is
it's
cheaper,
it's so much
easier
more
than you
affordable
think it
than
is.
it's ever been.
Yeah, and with 4K TVs being as cheap as they are now too, you can easily get a UHD and a sound bar. Have a setup that's easy. And
one last comment that I want to address before we get out of here. Dylan says Blumhouse always engineers their dialogue being low, so you turn up the sound and nearly crap your pants from the jump scares. That's true. I mean, that's a thing that has always been in Hollywood in sound design, where you get these low moments and you're like, what, and then a big cacophony of sound happens. And you can't, if you normalize the whole audio of a movie, it would sound weird and uncomfortable. So you want your explosions to be loud, and you want your music like those pumping jams of the certain times. But sometimes if you're just watching at home, it can be really obnoxious unless you have a really good sound system that can balance those out in the different channels.
Well, and they were talking about them in the comments there, just as a last little tidbit on how to set up a decent sound system. Try and do better than a 2-channel. Go for at least a 3. Always aim for that 0.1 so you get that sub. But try and get at least a 3.1 if you can, 5.1 if it's there, and 7 if you can afford
big
it.
money boys.
Yeah, and if you can find that Harman Kardon and be like big time
Atmos certified.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
hey, and if you have an Xbox One X, like your boy here, you can download the Dolby app. It's like $11 for a license to use on 10 or 30 devices. I forget what it is. And you can make them where they are at home Dolby Atmos. So if you have a good headset that provides
or a
surround
7.1
yeah,
setup.
5 to 7 surround setup, Atmos will make it where it seems like you have a more capable surround sound system than what you actually do, and it does sound awesome.
Yeah,
it's
super
very cool.
Super
and
cool.
very affordable.
Oh yeah,
It's like $11 easy.
All right, well, we got to get out of here. He's got to get to work. I've got to get to work. We've got a lot of stuff to do, but thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. Enjoy those sound bars that you're all going to buy on Amazon right now, and go watch something different.
Yeah,
We'll see you later.
see ya.